Hi, I'm Sarah.
And I'm Chantele.
And I'm Jojo.
And we're here to recap episode 10 and 11 of Celebrity Big Brother 3.
Right? But first, if you're new to this channel, please click subscribe and give this video a thumbs up. And chat, help me welcome Chantele and Jojo on a Friday night.
Yay! Woo! Party time!
Yeah. I wish it was party time. I feel a little, it's like a subdued party. It's like party.
It's like, ooh,
although I will say I do have a glass of wine.
Ooh.
Oh, I considered it, but then I'd have to leave the house, and we had a snowstorm yesterday. And
what?
So...
You don't have a stash?
No stash. Like you stash in COVID times where we've been quarantined, like I would just be wasted the whole time. So no stash.
That's very wise of you, I guess. All right. Hello, as the chat is trickling in. There's not a ton to talk about with episode 10 because I don't know, we already knew everything that was going to happen on that episode, but I did really enjoy a couple moments in this episode. So first off, it starts off with Lamar just openly talking to the whole group, being like, yeah, wow, I was trying to figure out how we could get Misha, like to vote Misha out. And she's like, what?
No, the fact that he was like making eyes at Todd, I was making eyes at you. I was trying to get you to look at me so we could vote out Misha. And Misha's like,
I need to walk away before I say anything. I'm like, good, Misha, good. Or just blow up the house.
Yeah, but like it's a game, so do you really need to walk away? I mean, you need to walk away, but like, are you really surprised if someone wanted to play the game?
Yeah, probably.
If they're just starting to play it during this episode, then yes, I guess so.
Well,
be like,
well, that was my favorite moment of the whole episode, but I also did really enjoy this HOH where they were drinking already pretty bizarre concoctions, and they had to find the missing ingredient, which is also a bizarre concoction. And this is just right up my alley. Torture the house guests. Please, I want to see them miserable. I don't know what that is about me, but I love this stuff.
No, I definitely like this type of competition. On the challenge, they always have like gross food parts of like certain competitions. And so I love seeing people like do it though. Like I love when people like, okay, this sucks. This is disgusting. I'm gagging, but like I'm still going to do it because I want to win. Like I like people pushing themselves to the limit for like something gross, not bad for you, but like kind of gross combination. So I'm with you, Sarah. I like the gross food challenge.
Yeah, I like seeing celebrities have to do something that they're uncomfortable with and put themselves out there. I was surprised there was no spit bucket or anything coming back up, but maybe they weren't that bad.
I think there was a spit bucket. I saw Todd do like a little thing, so I think it was behind the thing.
Just hidden. I wonder if Misha was counting the calories as well. Was she?
Oh my god!
Probably.
Oh my god!
Actually, probably.
How many?
She had to like starve herself for hours after that.
Oh my gosh!
Which I do not endorse whatsoever. No, I don't endorse losing 17 pounds, but we'll get to that in a minute. Well, Todd is gonna claim right at the top here, I've got good taste buds, and he does. What was this?
Like who knew? Superpower. Like
seriously,
clearly doesn't have COVID. Like definitely is able to taste and smell very, very accurately.
Right? Really impressive how he was like, yep, ginger or whatever it was.
Notes of
barbecue sauce.
Chocolate? Yes. Notes of milk chocolate?
Yeah. He's already like, I already taste the seagrass and the clams and the tomato. What's that extra thing? I was like,
that earthy forest floor.
Pine,
cedar.
Incredible performance from Todd. I mean, honestly, when I saw on the feeds that he won, I was like, what?
What was the comp? Yes, exactly.
Crapshoot. I thought it was a crapshoot.
Right.
And he earned his win. He earned his
He sure did.
Yeah, got every single one of them right, which I thought was like very, very impressive. And if he wasn't in the game, who was next? Like there was only I think Cynthia had 1 point and Misha had 1 point, I think.
I think Lamar had 1.
Yeah.
Everyone else kind of had 1.
Misha got the 2nd point with him. Lamar got the 3rd point with him. Cynthia got the 4th point with him. Oh, Cynthia and Misha get a 2nd, so they would be behind him.
But imagine.
But not even close. And of course, Carson's sitting there watching this going, well, where did this come from?
He was a really great narrator, though. Like when he's just like lounging there with his some sort of margarita he claims to have been having after. It was like a passion fruit margarita, and like when he's like going and giving one of them, he's like, "Oh, it's such a lovely shade of puce," and I'm like, I laughed so hard. Like he's just so witty and enjoyable and likable, and I just wish him being the outgoing HOH was a completely different scenario, because I wanted to enjoy his head of household reign so much more, and I couldn't the whole time because I just was like, oh, why'd you do it?
Chantele, remember when you and I were here a week ago?
Screaming and celebrating? I screamed
1 week ago, right here, celebrating. Joy, such joy.
Tears.
Then decline. I thought the same thing about him hosting, because I was like, pretty sure he's on his way out the door, and I was like, well, we're getting this nice last Carson host.
I mean, we'll get him in tomorrow's episode, in the filler episode, so he'll still be on our screen, and then the finale. But
I have to watch a recap episode tomorrow.
Painful.
I'm going to watch it, but I'm going to cover it on Sunday. I'm not going to cover it right after the episode.
Very wise.
One thing I saw on the feeds, or maybe I saw a Twitter post about it, but apparently Todrick was very upset by this competition, and Misha and him kind of got into a little bit of a back and forth about it, because he was saying that it wasn't fair, that some people don't eat certain things, and it doesn't cater to, like, he thinks it was a completely unfair competition. And Misha's like, well, like, it caters to, like, everybody knows how to eat food and taste things. So how is somebody more geared to win that when everybody has the same facilities, you know? And he's like, well, no, it's like, it should have been a little bit more fair. Like, I don't think it was a fair comp. And Misha's like, well, when we're hanging from these, you know, contraptions, and Lamar has these big feet, like, that's wouldn't be considered fair. And he's like, well, no, that's different. And I was just like, Todrick, this was a very fair competition that anybody could have won. It really was, I thought.
Literally, anyone won it.
Exactly. As evidenced by the winner. I mean, first off, are you telling me Todrick complained about something? I'm shocked. I'm floored. What? News to me.
Hashtag,
no, I was.
Hashtag Todrick complains. Hashtag Kylan complains.
Roommates.
Wait.
I had something wonderful to say, but I forgot it now. Had something to do with Todrick. Probably.
Maybe the costume.
He didn't even finish. No, I was going to say he didn't finish the comp, which I'm not a fan of quitters. Period. In a story, like I don't care what the comp is.
Well, he's definitely a picky eater from what I've heard him talking about on the feeds. Like I remember him mentioning that, you know, his friends will cater to restaurants, like going to restaurants that he can eat food at. And sometimes they're like, hey, like, sorry, like we want to go for sushi. So like you can come with us if you want, but like you might have to eat on your own. And so if you can't find something at a sushi restaurant, you're definitely not going to be drinking the cilantro chocolate concoction that Big Brother has for you. So, and you're not winning it either.
Okay. I eat weird things. I am dairy free. I do not eat meat. I'm a vegetarian. But when I want to be with friends, I'm like, wherever you want to go. Yes. If I can only eat a piece of lettuce, whatever, like I'm going to go.
Yeah. I always can find something to eat anywhere. Yes. I have a similar diet to you, but sometimes I eat fish because I'm veganish. That's the only difference. But like, I mean, for a while though, I was all vegan.
I am like, what?
I'll eat anything.
Yeah, I can't call myself vegan. It's not accurate.
So you're veganish like me?
Veganish. Vegan adjacent, as we say in Los Angeles. Well, the only other entertaining thing I found in that episode on Wednesday was the costume that Todrick and Lamar had to wear.
definitely love the Hojito. It was the perfect duo to be wearing that because it just looked like the movie Twins, you know, because Lamar is so tall, and I don't think Todrick is a short guy, but like he's just looks so much smaller next to Lamar, and like they're just like not getting along, and even Lamar's crop dusting poor Todrick walking behind him. Yeah, I was living for it.
It's what he deserves, right, guys?
I think he deserves worse, but yeah.
He deserves shirts, maybe like.
They have to trade costumes every hour. Perfect.
Todrick was like, I have to do all the TV parts for this, right? Because like when you do a costume, you have to be like, and now we're in this thing together. And Lamar's just like, and Todrick's like, oh my God, I have to do this whole thing myself, which I love. And then Lamar just makes it miserable for him. So
I guess they're probably going to show it tomorrow, but sorry, Jojo, like the card part. please, I need to see that whole thing because that was very funny.
I was waiting for it tonight.
Yeah, whenever I see cards, I think they're about to be torn up. So.
Yeah.
Like, is it now? Is it now? No.
And then when they got out of the costumes, I was like, wait a minute. Cool. So you're right. I forgot. It could be in tomorrow's episode. Okay.
It's probably what the climax of the episode will be, these cards being torn up. Like, what else are they showing? It's a whole bunch of who cares?
Yeah.
Right. It's really been 3 weeks. There's not a lot of footage, guys. Okay, let's get to it. The nominations are gonna be Carson and Lamar. Todd doesn't want to put Cynthia up. I think Todd's trying to think through some strategy here. He's trying to play the game, and I appreciate that. Do you guys have an opinion on that?
I mean, yeah. Okay, this is my opinion about Todd's nominations is like, I get it that you've been working with Misha and like sort of with Todrick because of this since the beginning. So I understand that you do not want to go against her, but there really isn't that many people left in the game. So him putting up Carson and Cynthia, or like even, or not putting up Cynthia, it just didn't really matter to me. Carson being this big target, it didn't really make sense to me because I think it's very clear that Misha is the biggest target in the game. She keeps on getting by, either by winning or by getting Carson to turn on his own ally. And so now Todd is saying like, oh, we have to get Misha out next. It's like, while he's still HOH, I'm like, but you're HOH. You should have gotten her out right now. So yes, I appreciate a little bit of strategy, but I think he missed an opportunity.
Sure.
I think the threat of having Carson in the game really does scare everyone, except for Cynthia, obviously. So I do think that Todd probably still wanted to push a Carson eviction, but he's been talking so much today, especially about how Misha and Todrick need to be broken up. This could have been the week to do it. At least he broke up one pair.
Yeah, he did. He did do something. I mean, Carson is legit a threat and a target. His social game is great. So I get it. But I thought it was interesting that he wants to like cozy up to Cynthia, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I guess also Cynthia is not like that much of a threat. And so having Misha or having Cynthia stay around so that like either she could vote, you know, with the direction that he wants potentially to vote, or like get a vote in the end, just like butter her up a bit. So it is strategic to keep her off the block. But then his whole rationale was that he wanted to be able to blackmail Carson and be like, well, don't use the veto because then I'll put up Cynthia and take her out. And so that was kind of his real reason as to why he kept her off the block. And so
and it kind of worked.
It shouldn't be working.
No, so many things should not be working, and they're working. So many things. Yeah. I have to give people game credit when it's like, no, this was so basic. What?
It's very basic. Very basic.
Here we are. Okay. So Carson and Lamar are going to be up on the block as nominees, taking us into episode 11, which was just now tonight. Obviously, at the top of this episode is just a ton of veto talk. Cynthia had a light bulb moment when she realized how the game was played. And if she could win the veto, she could save Carson. What This is amazing.
I mean, thank goodness that at least understanding how the game mechanics works when you're in the final six. Like, finally. I
Okay.
wish that they had understood this whole thing a couple weeks ago,
Mhm.
because then they would understand that what what Shayna did was like beneficial for their game. Like, look, okay, Cynthia, you are the Shayna in this situation, and if you were to win, you take your ally off the block because you want him in the game. And so I wish that she was able just to put that parallel to what Shayna had done and maybe figured that out a week earlier.
Just 1 week. Just 1 week earlier.
Right?
Yep. Okay, so that's a lot. That's like, I don't know, 20 minutes of this very long episode that we had tonight. But we did get a sweet moment about all that Lamar has been through.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, it like I got a little bit teary-eyed, and when he was just talking about like, his biography or his memoirs, it would be a hard one to get through. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like even what I know about his life story, like that is a lot. And I'm sure that there's a lot more that goes into how his upbringing and what he's been through. And so I definitely would read that book, and I'd probably cry the whole way through.
Right.
Yeah, I thought it was definitely touching, and I'm surprised at how much I've been enjoying Lamar all season. What I didn't love was the positive spin they tried to give Todrick and the bonding
Thank you,
between the two of them, when Todrick has had nothing but awful things to say about pretty much everyone but Misha in this game. And I was shocked that CBS continues to push this like narrative that he's somehow caring about these people when it's just performative words.
Yeah, it's upsetting.
Yeah, my first note was like, oh wow, the producers forced Todrick in the DR to like say kind things about Lamar, because they're saying, hey, he talked to you about all this hard stuff that he's been through. How did you feel about that? Like they're setting him up to say things. Like he couldn't just be like, oh my God,
he's the worst.
Just drives me bonkers. Like he had to say something nice. And then I was like, oh, wait a minute, you only showed me the nice things that he said in the DR. You didn't slice in anything else, because he has talked all day long about how much he doesn't like Lamar
and how Lamar is a bully and homophobic and problematic, when I really don't see that from Lamar. So
I haven't seen it.
Me neither. Lammy. Leave Lammy alone.
Yeah. Lammy's the one who said to Todrick, why are you talking about color? Like, who cares about color?
Yeah. Absolutely. He's definitely, I think that's probably one of the reasons why Todrick doesn't get along with him, is that Lammy kind of calls him out. He doesn't really allow him to say what he wants to say or have any antics that he wants to present. And so he's just like, I don't agree with that. Nope, that's not true. And I think that just kind of bothers Todrick, because he wants people that are agreeing with what he has to say.
Right. Yeah, which is why he and Misha get along really well, because she'll be like, yeah, and kind of, pile on like most people do in a conversation. You go, yeah, and you go together. But I mean, it's so refreshing when Lamar just shuts people down. Like, no, let's vote her out. Let's vote her out, or whatever. I love it. Well, this veto comp was interesting. It's basically the shell game.
Oh, yeah.
But it's a video. And at first I was like, this is so easy.
Me too.
And then I didn't get one of them.
I got the first three were really easy, and then I got them. Then I missed the three of them, and then I got the last one.
Nice.
I did get 4.
Yeah, I got 4 in total.
I did not get the first one at all. Could not find it. I traveled the world, and I could also, when they dropped the helicopters.
Yeah,
I lost that one. That one's the first one. I was like, oh, shoot! I wasn't expecting it to go a little deeper. Right. Okay.
And they changed the camera angle at one time.
That was a hard one. That was hard. I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah.
You got that one?
I was.
No, I guessed, but I got it right.
Oh, you guessed. Oh, nice. I was Lamar in this competition, getting none. It looked, overall, Todd, Misha, and Todrick did well. Like they were getting most of them. Carson only got 1. He did horribly. Lamar got none. Misha would like Lamar to zip it.
She was not happy with Lamar. I didn't even notice him saying anything like during
Well, I
the
think they
actual
cut it
competition.
out.
I guess so. But like that would be hard to concentrate. I get it, but I don't know.
Strategy. I would have been louder.
Yes,
I feel like
Sarah.
that's what Carson did. As soon as she was like, "Please be quiet," Carson started talking more.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah,
yes,
it's like why do I want to make it
strong.
easier for you to win? Sorry, babe.
I just want to be. I'm literally Maddie in Euphoria next to these people. Like, oh, just, no. Literally.
It's a competition. If you said everyone needs to be quiet, I would start talking more than anything. It's like on Survivor, we see that. Like they're hanging on for dear life on a totem pole, and they're like, "How you feeling?" "I'm great. I'm great." "Ooh, sing a song." Christian Hubecki does a long story. Like you do that stuff. It's mind games.
Yeah, it definitely is. I can understand why she's annoyed by it.
Oh yeah, for sure. And obviously
Yeah.
Lamar's not doing it on purpose. I was like, please now do it on purpose.
Yeah.
No, and that's what I was thinking too when she was just kind of pouting about it. I was like, oh, like, so it's not the perfect condition for you to win? Like, relax.
Oh, yeah. No, we are not making it a perfect condition for you.
Well, like,
no, thank
even
you.
in like, we'll say ball games or whatever, you have like the defense side with like the distractors. You know what I mean? Like, it's very common for you to distract your opponent from doing well and making the shot. So she should have, as an athlete, she should have understood this.
She is a professional athlete. Misha is going to win, even though it was very challenging for her mentally. She's going to pull it out. And there we are. She won the veto. Cynthia did not. Cynthia's heartbroken.
She got
didn't work
decently close at one point. I was like, I knew the outcome, but I was like, okay, at least she had her hat in there, like a hat in the ring. Yep. And then obviously she lost the last, I think, 3 of them. So she wasn't going to be able to be a contender, but at least she was a contender at one point. And so there was a little bit of hope for Cynthia and Carson.
And I truly don't believe that Carson even tried. I think he threw that competition.
Oh, because he wasn't going to use it if he won.
No.
Oh. Well, I mean, I guess it's possible, but don't you want to get like 1? Well, he got 1. Don't you want to get like 2?
I'd hope, but
I don't know. They're gonna try to trick us. They're gonna show us Misha complaining about Lamar. Right. And they're gonna be like, "Hey, is there a new target?" And I was like, "No, Misha has complained about Lamar for days, and everyone else in the house. And also show me Todrick complaining about it, please."
I would like to see that, absolutely. But it was just like, it was such false hope. I would have loved to be surprised, because I've kind of eased up on watching the feeds because there's nobody on there that I really enjoy at this moment. Like, yes, I enjoy Cynthia and Carson, but they're not going to be gaming, and I was just like, just kind of irritated by the fact that they've just made such a bad move. And I don't particularly enjoy watching Todrick and play solitaire, and Misha play solitaire. And I can't follow Lamar on the cameras the whole time. So like, I haven't been up to date on the feed. So I was just like kind of hoping that there was maybe a little chance that Carson could stay. And so I was holding out a little bit of hope. It was like a 5% hope.
Yeah.
But you're telling me that Jerry O'Connell didn't trick you? He had me fooled that Carson was, and he was worried about Lamar tonight. So I was convinced everything's changed. And
Uber fan Jerry.
Uber fan.
I didn't watch it, but I think Shayna was on the talk today.
Did it air today? They shot it yesterday. Maybe I saw the photos yesterday. I didn't watch it either, obviously. But I was like, what is this Jerry O'Connell connection? Do they actually know each other? I don't know. This feels like a whole CBS thing.
Well, he's kind of in everything, right? Like, I find that like he's on this show now. Like, he talks to a lot of different people. He's always like the guy that does the segment here and the guy that does the segment there. So when I saw it was him, I was like, oh yeah, I expected it to be him, like as some celebrity that's a fan of the show.
Wish he was cast on it instead. I would have preferred that.
He'll be there next season for sure.
Whose spot do you want him to take?
Oh, he has to take a spot.
Yeah.
He can take. Oh no, I love Chris Kattan, so no, I still don't want him to take Chris' spot. Maybe like I was gonna say
Whose spot
Kirkpatrick.
would he have taken?
Maybe Todd.
I
No,
could
maybe
lose
maybe
Todd,
Todd.
maybe. I could maybe lose Todd.
Yeah, that would be the actor maybe role. He would have
Yeah.
taken Todd's role.
Yes.
I don't know. That was a weird segment, but he's a CBS employee.
It's true.
And he is at that level where he just does whatever he can, right? He just takes the jobs he can get.
Mhm.
And he's on the talk on CBS. And one day he was like, yeah, I love Big Brother. And then they were like, come on and talk about it. And he was like, yeah. And he did a little bit of research. And that's why he was there, you guys. Like, I can't fault Jerry for this.
But I'd have to say he knew more about the show than most of the cast this season. So like whatever like little Bible that he read to get up to date on what happens in the game, he seemed to be talking with some knowledge of what kind of goes down. So I would have more faith in him going into this game than I did having most of the cast.
Yeah, maybe he took Todrick's advice and watched Big Brother 16 and 19, his two favorite seasons.
Right.
Telling
I
Misha
think
that's what he needs to watch. Ooh.
I think he only watched Celebrity Big Brother. He was like, yeah, I watched them all, but really I watched Celebrity Big Brother.
That's what I really like.
Yeah, I was like, I understand. I read between the lines, Jerry. I see what you're saying.
I only had time to watch a little bit of season 1 of Celebrity Big Brother. Is basically what he was saying, just a little bit. And then I talked to Ross Matthews, and he told me a little bit more about the game.
Yeah. That's okay. Ross is good. All right. Well, Misha has to lose 17 pounds, and I was like, what? You don't weigh that much.
Oh.
I mean, dropping a weight class, it's a lot, I guess. But like 17 pounds, I don't know how, like you'd literally have to not eat anything for like a couple months.
That's not healthy. That is, why are you dropping this weight class? This is does not feel healthy.
I guess for her to, so who she's going to be competing against, maybe she has a better chance of beating is my only thought.
I mean, but I wouldn't necessarily consider boxing to be the healthiest sport or any of the wrestling. Very physical, very violent.
That's a very good point, Jojo.
But at the same time, like she is an athlete and athletes train. I was actually, tonight was the first episode that I thought like, oh, I don't dislike Misha in this moment of like seeing how dedicated and incredible she is with what she does with her bod. So
right.
That was impressive to me.
Absolutely. I love the whole training stuff because can you imagine being trapped in a house with people who are eating cake 24/7 and you cannot?
Yes and no, because there's some a part of me that loves the challenge of being able to do things like that. So even just after Christmas, I did a juice cleanse for a week where I didn't have anything other than these juices, these fresh pressed juices, and like I kind of loved the fact that I was so restricted. And so personally, I think I would find it sadistically fun challenge to like see if I can resist, you know.
It does make a little bit more sense to me why she's not as into like the family meals and sitting with everyone to have dinner. Like I wasn't getting that until tonight. I thought she was just like a little bit more antisocial around those times and was a picky eater. So it made things make a little bit more sense for me.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely not doing family dinners with people who are eating delicious things and I'm like a piece of lettuce.
Yeah, no.
It reminds me of. Go ahead.
I was gonna say now I understand why what we get in the DR is so very basic and bland is because she's hungry.
Yeah, she's starved. She's
starving. She cannot raise an eyebrow because she's starving.
Exhausted.
Yeah, it wouldn't be a fun situation being in the house and having to have a regimented diet. I don't think it would be fun. But what I was going to say is a long time ago, so probably like 10 years ago, living in Montreal, and me and my best friend Anna, we decided to go on like a diet, and so we were like eating really healthy and really well, whatever. And like years later, she's like, at one point, she's like, I have a confession to make to you. And I'm like, oh my God, like what? Like, I was like, my heart sank. I'm like, what happened? Like, I don't know what happened. She's like, well, do you remember when we did that diet thing a couple of years ago? And I'm like, yeah. And she's like, I cheated and I had poutine. I
Sarah,
thought that something so bad happened, and it was that she had a poutine when she was dieting with me.
have you ever had a poutine, Sarah?
No, but I know it's French fry based, so I need it in my life because I
It
want
has
all things
cheese
French
curds
fries.
though, so I don't know if you need
Well,
the cheese curds
And the gravy.
and gravy. You can have veggie gravy.
Can
Yeah.
I? If I can
Yeah.
have veggie gravy, then I will just cave in because I do like to experience, things
fairs?
and food. Yeah. So I will try anything once, and even if it's doused in cheese, I wouldn't be able to eat something with meat. I would make my body like
Be like
convulse or
rejecto.
something. But
Probably.
I will cheat with dairy for sure to try something new. So I'm gonna come to Canada, and you guys gonna
Yes.
help me get some poutine, okay?
Gladly.
Yes.
Yep, 100%.
All righty. Well, Cynthia and Carson are gonna try a little something here with Misha to go to Final Four, but all Misha has to do is say, "No, I promise Todd and Lamar Final Four." So,
And that I thought would maybe send the alarm bells off, being like, wait, if she has a Final Four with Todd and Lamar, that means she couldn't have had a Final Four with Shayna.
you think?
Yeah.
There were a couple things that could have crossed Cynthia's mind throughout the last week. But I missed it. If they did.
This is my impression of Cynthia, just going with the wind constantly. Whoa, taking me that direction? Sure. Yes, I believe you. Yes. No, that cannot happen. Out of control.
But for some reason, her enemy / Misha, sure, whatever you say.
So
I respect
trustworthy.
it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
Trustworthy.
frustrating.
Whose butt was #1 on the block that week that Shayna went home. Of course she's gonna say whatever to stay. So
Right.
ding ding ding.
Ding, ding, ding. Okay. So that doesn't work. So they're like, yeah, don't worry about changing the noms then. Let's just keep them the same. And Misha's like, oh, okay.
And she was like, oh, there's not a chance in a million, or you couldn't pay me $1 million. I'm like, really? We couldn't pay you $1 million?
I bet we could. I bet we could.
I bet you we could give you $1 million and you would change that vote.
Yep.
But I was like, why couldn't they at least try to get her to use it to take off Carson and then be like, okay, like if you won't do that, we at least vote for Carson to stay or something like that. I mean, we know that they played their week badly, but they could have gotten more deals in play. Like, come on, guys. Oh, they just really handed their game over to them.
They did. I mean, they didn't really try deals. Like, I appreciate that they did try. Like, they would try, but they didn't push. They didn't say, like, come on, do this. Because as soon as they said something or you got some info back, they were so into this playing with integrity. They were like, we respect that. So you do that. Well, okay.
But they don't respect someone using the veto on them. So
oh
strange.
my God. Okay. Jerry O'Connell already talked about it. Then Lamar can't figure out a computer stove.
Oh wait, okay. So what happened here? Like, I'm trying to look at the stove to see what was wrong. Like, do you have to have like the ignite one on and then change the elements? Like, what was challenging about the stove?
That's what we're all wondering.
I was hoping that he would call on someone to help him. Like what did he just not? He only have cereal from now on because it doesn't require the stove.
Yep.
Well, first off, what was he making? He heated up milk and like, was it vanilla or chocolate or what?
Oh, maybe it was to go to bed. Maybe that was the Shart mix.
No.
Right, that's what he had before, right? He had like vanilla in his milk he had some other he had some beef jerky and some, I think, candy as well, and some melatonin. So maybe he was making his little before milk bedtime drink. Sorry.
What's with the melatonin loving this season? They're all obsessed with melatonin. obsessed.
Because
Everyone
that's
needs
the
it.
only thing they're allowed to have.
Yeah, they need something, and they're like, "Give me the melatonin." Oh,
Yeah. I remember
everyone.
Janelle, who has insomnia and has like massive sleep drugs at home, but she wasn't allowed to have any of those. And she would wait for her melatonin, but they would never give it to her until like 3 or 4 in the morning. And she would just be like waiting, wide-eyed, making horrible game choices, waiting for her melatonin.
Or Krista's NyQuil. Remember, she gets stoned on NyQuil, season 2.
See, this is
huge.
why they're not allowed to have NyQuil anymore.
She used to, like, guzzle it, and they'd be like, "Why is Krista so stoned?" Oh, because she just finished the one bottle of NyQuil in her. Just downing it. She'd be like, "We need more NyQuil. I'm really sick."
Yeah, that's
Don't cut my throat, Justin.
I thought Justin was hot. It was so funny. I was like, I'm like, they're gonna kick him out of the game. She liked it. Oh.
Okay, back to the stove. Chantele, do you know an electric stove? Are you familiar with an electric stove?
Not this particular one, but like I have an electric stove. So
okay, so you just go to the next number, right? You just go to a number or whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't been into the house. I don't know this stove either, but I assume you just turn it on.
Unless though, like, so, or maybe what was confusing him is if he has a gas stove where you had to press like that, like the click, 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 and and then it's like, maybe he's waiting for that. So he doesn't know how to turn it on and he doesn't think the numbers will work on its own. But I don't know. There must be an extra step that we're not aware of that he's obviously not aware of as well.
Yeah.
And it's like 20 days in and he doesn't like know how to use the stove yet.
No.
If it was on the feeds, I missed someone explaining what he was doing wrong. I do not know. All right. Carson, Cynthia are going to talk to Todrick. And this is their big final push. Waited all day for this pitch to happen. We heard Carson and Cynthia planning it. They finally got Todrick alone. And Carson is ready for the big guns. Remember, Todrick, we said we were going to look out for each other. This is the time I need you to look out for me. Vote to keep me here. And we will, in turn, give you our jury votes at the end.
I don't even think he knows how much he should have tried to snatch those up. Like, if he knew that he needed those votes, like, maybe he would have reconsidered. But, like, that, I think, was a really great plea, and I think that they could have pushed it a little bit harder because they kind of were so easy with, like, if you say no, we understand, that everybody's able to say, like, sorry, like, I know you understand, but I can't do it. But if they was really strong about it and was really like, listen, like, this is what we promised each other. You said that you wanted to be sitting beside either someone of color or someone gay at the end. Like, you really wanted that to happen. Like, we were supposed to be working together to a certain capacity. Look out for me and I'll give you my vote. You get 2 votes here. Like, if he really strong-armed it, I think that he could have made Todrick do it. But because it was just kind of wishy-washy with, like, his approach, I think it was easier for Todrick to not follow through.
But Todrick also said today that he expects their votes anyway.
He did. But that's why I feel like Carson should, if he were a real gamer, whenever you pitch and you throw in votes, you have to then say, well, if you don't keep protect me, or however they were phrasing it, then I don't know, because you're going against your agreement. Like, you have to give the threat of, you don't necessarily have my vote if you vote me out. And I think that that's where because Todrick was like, oh, I feel like you guys would do it anyway. And deep down, they're like, yeah, you're right. We will.
Yep.
Until, when when Carson sees everything that's going on, we'll get to it.
Since day one.
He might change his mind because he might be hurt. He is a Scorpio, so.
He is. But I feel like we've seen Carson playing for his brand, which I completely understand. And I think that he gave his word. And so he's going to look out for a person that he will run into at future jobs and not rock that boat, even though he's going to know the truth by then.
Yeah, I wonder what future jobs they're going to be working together.
I don't think Drag Race.
Do you think Todrick's out of Drag Race?
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm making it up or like if it was a dream or whatnot, but I feel like I saw or heard that RuPaul had said that Todrick is not affiliated with Drag Race anymore. So I don't know if it was wishful thinking or I heard something within the last month that
I don't know her.
Exactly.
I don't know her.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think I've seen him on there recently.
Not in a while.
Right? It's
Maybe
been a few seasons. Oh, maybe.
Was he last season, Jojo? I don't remember now.
I think it's been a while.
I feel like it. Yeah, I don't remember.
Not this season so far. So
not this season, no.
But Carson has been on this season.
Of course he has, and he was just on UK versus the World last week as well. So he's still buddies.
Yeah. So what Rue will have to talk to Carson and be like, no, we've already cut him out of the family. You do you.
Yeah.
Boo. Don't you worry about it. Exactly. A Scorpio knows how to cut someone. Derek Frazier, Scorpio, our most recent Scorpio. You guys know how
Lamar's also a Scorpio. So
well, we've seen it in Lamar. He's gonna cut Todrick any minute now. Definitely not getting his vote. Oh yes, Mama Bev is assuming that was a psychic vision.
Maybe.
Yeah.
My medium hit.
So, I do think that the vote thing that is something good for Todrick to think about. Was great for Carson to bring up. I think Todrick's like, oh my God, I need these votes. So, I want this. But I think ultimately you're right. I think he thinks he gets them anyway. So we actually had a couple decent speeches. Carson had a good one. And then surprisingly, Lamar's was like a lovely little speech here.
I was definitely happy with Lamar's speech because we saw him in the diary room last week where he took a while to, get his vote out when he was voting out Shayna. And so, he doesn't seem to realize the time of certain things. So it was quite succinct and he nailed it. I thought he did a very, very good job with his speech.
Right.
Yeah, I liked both speeches. And I think everyone in the room knew what was happening and knew that Carson was about to step out the door. So it wasn't a big play to try to stay. And I think, I would have loved to see that from Carson, but he's an incredible human being and I love to see him talk. So
yes, absolutely. Yeah, I was honestly terrified. I was like, oh my God, Lamar has to do a speech. Oh my God, Lamar has to do a speech. But I feel like a producer worked with him.
Yep.
And we got a lovely moment. Well, the votes are going to come out just as expected. Misha and Todrick are going to both vote Carson out, and Cynthia is going to try to vote out Lamar. 2-1. Carson is leaving us. And like you said, Jojo, Carson unfortunately did not turn out to be an amazing game player, but what a gem to have in the house. He was the only entertainment in the DR. He was the only one who understood that assignment, and just overall such an enjoyable person to watch.
100%. He's definitely has the best DRs and commentary, and just from the day one when he was introducing everybody into the house and into the game and stuff like that, he's just a wonderful host, and I want to be friends with him. I'm like, oh, I want to be Carson. I want to be part of Carson's little circle. So I definitely really enjoyed him. I really just wish that it just went the way that we wanted it to, and we would be screaming for Carson. We would be trying to get him to win. He would have probably won America's Favorite Player. So I wish I was rooting for him and that was still in the house. I wish I was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we almost had it, guys. We almost had it. Now, what do you think about this interview with Julie?
I thought that Julie was quite telling of her opinion of Carson's move. I was wondering if she was going to, I guess because of social distancing, it couldn't happen, but I wanted her to smack him upside the head with the cards, like Marcellus, because that was a pretty bad game move. And so I thought that she was very good with kind of working around her, her point of view and getting him to kind of arrive at it. And he's like, oh, I guess I'm going to have to see the tapes. So I like that she is on our side. Like, she's with us. She gets that it was a bad move for his game. Didn't make him feel bad about it, but she kind of led him to maybe you should do a little bit more investigation because that move was awful. Like that.
I wanted her to see her straight up tell him. I wanted to straight up like, here it is. What's your reaction on live television? Give it to me, because I know he's probably furious and upset. And we're not going to hear any of that tomorrow with Sharon's interview, because he's going to be his charming, beautiful self and kind and amazing, when I bet he is fuming tonight.
Yeah, you could see the wheels a turning,
like,
and I think Jo made herself very clear without just spelling it out of like, what did you do? She was like, really, you believed words over actions? Did you see what Shayna did? And he was like, well, I just thought, you could kind of see him being like, well, I
backpedaling.
hope so. And then
I
he
wanna-
did full on say he regretted not taking out Misha on his HOH.
I mean, they should have taken Misha out every week that she hasn't been HOH. So that's everyone else's fault. I wanted Shayna to walk through the doors and to have this explosive reunion interview between the three of them. I would have preferred to see that instead of the family videos. 100%.
Oh,
Oh,
God,
yeah.
I forgot about that. Oh.
If those were my choices, yes, please. I mean, it is a step in the right direction if he already regrets or already sees, like, oh, we could have said, oh, yeah, Shayna is maybe
Now
not
we
on
know.
our side. Yeah.
Now we know to watch her, but she just
Okay.
did this right now. Let's take care of the big problem that we have in the house. Somebody that's winning everything, that is most
Right.
likely going to win their way to the end. And let's make our odds better for us right now. And then we'll deal with Shayna later.
Yeah, exactly. Like, stay on course. Misha is the target. She always wins. Odds are she's winning next. Like, this is the time we get her out, and let's, keep our eye on Shayna or whatever you want to do after that. But, he doesn't know the game, and I don't think he just didn't think that way. Oh my God, he didn't think a lot of different ways. Okay. So we got family vids. Did anything make you cry, Chantele?
I got a little bit sentimental towards Misha and her family. I thought it was pretty sweet.
Yeah.
Her little kiddos. We see her as being this big champion, and she's always fighting, and she's like so regimented, and she's not that emotional in the diary rooms. And so you kind of forget that she's like a human being with a beating heart that's like a mom and a family person. So I was endeared a little bit towards Misha, just seeing her kind of reacting to her family and how much her family loves her. So it was a moment, no real tears, maybe a little bit of a tingle, but no tears.
Her husband is very, very nice looking.
Very.
I'm
I think the whole internet went, oh, hi, Misha's husband.
He's going to blow up on Instagram.
He is.
Yes, hello, sir.
Oh.
Who are you? Those kids were cute. It's fun to see kids. But I'm always like, Jojo, are you a softie? Like, I'm like, I don't care about these families.
I don't care about the families, but I do think kids help you win Big Brother.
Oh,
I think the fact that they saw Misha, I personally think Misha's going to win. 100%. I think she beats everybody at the end. And I think it helped them seeing this human side of her. Everyone got everyone to hug her afterwards. Not everyone was hugging each other. Everyone did go to Misha for a hug. And they get to see like these two young kiddies who, their mom is playing Big Brother and kicking its butt. So pretty good spot if you ask me.
I didn't think about that. You're right. It humanizes a basic, like, she's been a machine in this game, taking people out left and right, and it humanizes her. So it might have helped her case for sure. If she makes it to the end, she should have everybody's votes. Like, no question.
I don't see anybody giving her a hard time.
Nope.
You know what, though? What we vote for is America's favorite house guest. And Julie dropped it. She said, let's go. Time to vote. And I, every season, say, look, don't let anyone tell you who to vote for. You vote for whoever you want, and you do not get mad at whoever someone else votes for if it's different than yours. But this year, I'm saying vote for Shayna.
Vote for Shayna.
Please, I'm Canadian. I cannot vote. Please vote for Shayna.
No, I'll show you a text service that we'll just download and you can vote.
Oh, get you the
Done.
text service,
Like,
Canadians.
I did it last season for Tiffany, and I feel like me being able to vote on 5 different devices like every day, I was the reason. No, I'm just kidding. But like, I feel like it was very helpful. So there's so many text services that are free that you can use, and you can put an American phone number and you can text from it once a day. So it's very possible.
Speaking of Tiffany, she did publicly announce who she's endorsing for America's Favorite Player, and it's Lamar. So I was shocked to see it.
Are you shocked it's not Todrick? Is that what you're saying?
I'm shocked that she even came out to name anyone because she's been.
Oh, really?
Her opinions this season, in my opinion.
Well, with the tweet, I saw her tweet 2 tweets, and one of them said, "You guys rallied for me. Now let's rally for Lamar." And I honestly took that personally because, again, vote for whoever you want. If she wants to support Lamar, I mean, we love Lamar. I have nothing negative to say about Lamar. But we rallied for Tiffany, just like we've rallied for other people in the past for America's Favorite House Guest, for a reason.
Yes.
It's because they
deserved it.
They needed to be uplifted so that the people in the final 2 chairs, we send a message with who we vote for. We don't send a message by voting for Lamar. He has not been wronged. He's playing the game. Everything's fine with Lamar. Yes, he's entertaining and we adore him. But we vote for Shayna because we are sending a message to the people who are making it to the end.
You are right, Sarah. And like, that is exactly why I'm always just like, as soon as she was out the door, I was like, okay, Shayna, AFP, like, this is it. Like, I barely tweet, and I've made probably like 5 tweets saying like, Shayna, vote for Shayna, vote for Shayna. So I totally agree that is sending a message, and I appreciate that. And so I'm thinking it's also because Tiffany, as much as she was an amazing Big Brother player, she's not the biggest fan. Like, she's not a super duper fan, has been watching from the beginning. Like, she kind of was introduced to it and then did some homework and started to catch up, but she's not along on the journey with us from 20 years ago. So I don't know if she fully understands the dynamic of being a super fan, watching people play the game. And so I think that might be why she's not realizing that Lamar's not the person to be endorsing here in this situation. Love for him to win. If he wins, I think he deserves it. Like, great. But I agree with you, Sarah. I want that message to be sent. I want them to know that we did not appreciate the fact that they sent her out in the way that they did, and she deserves to get America's Favorite Player.
Yep.
Yeah, it's our only little piece of power. We have favorites and we root, and it rarely goes our way. So this is our one chance to be like, but this is who we liked, So anyway, that was me up on my little high horse or whatever. And that is, my soapbox. Thank you. It's my channel. I can do it. Yeah. So tomorrow's episode is going to be a recap. I'm appreciated Julie breaking this down for me because we have Big Brother every single night.
Except for Tuesday.
Whoa. Yeah. Tomorrow's a recap. Sunday is the HOH, which hopefully they're playing tonight. I don't know. Maybe they don't play it till tomorrow.
Oh, I hope.
It's usually tonight. And then Monday, though, very excited to hear that that's going to be a live double eviction. So we will go from final 5 to final 3 on Monday, leading us into the finale on Wednesday. Hello, I'm ready.
That's fun. But like, why wouldn't they have like the 2-hour episode for the double eviction? You know what I mean? Like, they're so interesting how they organize.
True. Monday's only this didn't feel like they knew tonight was going to be a 2-hour. They were like,
they're like, Jerry, are you free? Like
who do we have on staff? Who can talk?
Anybody?
Okay.
Murray, we need you, Murray.
Murray. Who's Murray?
Murray is who was it?
The stage manager.
Right, but who was it that was
Carson?
No, I know. Okay, wait, back it up. So I love that Carson called out Murray because I think it was last season or the season before. Somebody got evicted, was sitting at the chair, and they said something about Murray. Like Murray came into the episode in some way, and we were all like, Murray, who's Murray?
It's true. It's true.
What was that? Oh my God.
Was
now
it
I can't
further
remember.
before? Was it Caitlin? Was it then? No, I don't
feel like it was that long ago, but
I almost remember the Murray.
Right. I just
the chat will know.
What? What'd you say?
The chat will know. I'm sure.
Exactly. There was some callback. I mean, there was some moment with Murray, so I loved that Carson said that, even though I don't think Carson knew he was doing a callback. Like I'd be like, Murray as a callback for all the fans. The arm, like he reached in an arm and it was like Murray's arm at some point.
Oh wait, do you know what? I do think it was a COVID season. I feel like it was social distance world.
Was it all?
Yeah, so maybe it was just last season. Oh, was also like still COVID? Oh, God.
Yes.
Yeah,
it's been here forever.
I feel like it was somebody wearing a mask. I feel like that. I feel like it was a woman.
So yeah, it could have been All-Star.
Murray. Oh my God, I need to remember this now. Was it Janelle?
No, I don't know.
I don't know.
Janelle.
I don't even remember why Murray was like what was going on. But yes, Murray.
I remember him.
The iconic stage manager.
Iconic. We don't remember who it was, but
yes,
that arm. We remember Murray's arm.
That arm. Okay, well, since we're here at the end, I would like to ask both of you how you would like to see us go from 5 to the final. So I'm going to start with you, Chantele. Jojo, you can think about it. Who do you want to win now? How do you want it to go?
The only thing that I want,
okay,
and it's not going to happen. I feel like there's like a 5% chance that this could happen, but it would be the only exciting thing that I think I could see, and it would be for Cynthia or Lamar to win the head of household. Mm-hmm. Obviously, nominate Todrick and Misha. Cynthia or Lamar win that veto, keep the noms the same, vote out Misha, and then out of the two of them, whoever didn't win that would win the next head of household, and they would be forced to put up Todd and Todrick, and Todd and well, how would that work? What's that for?
I don't know. This is already not realistic at all. So
No,
you can.
Anyways, my point being is I want Lamar and Cynthia final 2 with these final 5 right now. That's what I would love to see. However we could get there, it's impossible. But that's what I would love to see. I would love to then see either them winning, but it would be just desserts if Lamar won and then Shayna won AFP. That would be my ideal whole scenario, how it would end, and with how things went these past couple weeks.
Okay.
Jojo, do you have a slightly realistic scenario?
Okay, you go realistic. I was just going thinking.
I think because it has changed from going from a Final 4 to a Final 2, which I would have been playing this season, assuming that that's what was going to happen. Remember, last year, it went from the person who won HOH at Final 4 eliminated 2 people and brought Mar to the end. So that's what I assumed was going to happen this year. I think Todd's out next. I think Lamar's taken out 4th. And I would love a shocking surprise Cynthia HOH. I don't see it happening. But I
she sits beside Todrick.
Sits beside Todrick and wins. But I think Misha is going to absolutely win her way to the end and win the season. I think it's just going to be we could have crowned her the winner tonight, in my opinion.
So wait, but did you say you wanted Cynthia to win next to Todrick? Is that what you wanted?
Oh, I want Misha to win this season.
You do want Misha to win it. Yeah. I have to imagine that Misha is going to get to the final 2. And if she is sitting in those final 2 chairs,
she deserves it.
She should. Yes, she deserves it. If they don't vote for her to win, that's silly. Sitting next to anyone, Misha should win. It would be exciting if someone could cut her finally. That's always exciting. Yes.
What if Todrick wins that final 3 head of household and cuts Misha and takes Cynthia to the final 2?
Which is what he should do, and then he wins. Yeah,
Do you
absolutely.
think that people would forgive him and he'd let him win, or do you think they'd give it to Cynthia?
I think Cynthia gets it. I don't think Todrick
Really?
can win. Yeah.
Well, let's
Yeah.
think about the people who are mad at Todrick.
Teddy,
Mariah, all the first people. Teddy, Mariah, Chris, Shayna.
For sure.
Carson.
But aren't they also mad at Cynthia?
I don't think enough.
No.
I think Cynthia is coming across of like not getting the game and kind of playing emotionally, but it seems like Todrick has been specific in his vitriol towards some of these players. And so I don't think with them having a couple weeks to really fester in what he's been saying and how he's been playing the game, I just don't think that those 4 people will want to give him a vote no matter what.
No.
Interesting. Okay. Well, that would be, you would think that would be the way to win, but he might have not handled jury the way that he maybe should have.
Now, they didn't announce it. Sorry, Jojo. They didn't announce it, but it's going to be 4-4. And I thought that maybe America would have a vote here. How do you think they're going to handle a potential tie?
I don't know that answer, but I don't think they're giving it to us, America.
I mean, maybe on Monday's double eviction, we find out that there's a vote and there's 24 hours to vote for a winner. I don't know. No.
Or what if whoever wins America's favorite player gets a second vote?
Ooh, I love that.
But she's not going to be in final 2, so.
No, gets to vote twice. I mean.
Gets to vote twice. Oh, okay.
I mean,
that'd be funny.
There's be a tie. There's no way. I just don't, unless Todrick's not in the final 2, I don't see a scenario where there can even be a tie.
That's true. I think
I don't know. I honestly don't know how these celebs are thinking, other than I know who they're mad at, but depends on the final 2. I would really, 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 really like to see a Lamar HOH tonight, this weekend, just for fun.
Yep.
He will put Misha up, and we might be able to get Misha out. That would be crazy if Lamar cut Misha.
And then it would be an all-black final 4.
Yep.
Which would be quite
in season
shocking.
2.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Otherwise, I would, like I said, Misha deserves a win. Give it to her for sure. But if Misha can't win, I would love to see Lamar or Todd win.
I know.
Those are my runner-ups.
I'm still not happy with Todd from how he spoke to Cynthia. So
agreed.
I kind of want Lamar is the only person that my order is Lamar. I want to win first. I think then next would be Cynthia. Next would be Todd. Then Misha. Then Todrick.
Todd over Misha? I'm shocked.
Oh, Cynthia over Todd? Right.
I think so. Cynthia over Todd
hasn't played game. There's nothing. You can't say she has a good social game. You can't say she has a good strategic game. Like what?
You're right. I would actually probably put Misha second because I won't be mad if Misha wins this season.
No, you can't
be. I won't be mad. I will be mad if Todrick wins this season. Even though he made that huge game move, I just haven't been enjoying him. Unfortunately. So you're right. You guys know me better than I know myself. I want Lamar to win the most just because that would feel the best for me just with how everything's gone down. You're right. Second would be Misha. Third, I think I'd still want Cynthia before Todd.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then Todd, then Todrick. So you did know me better though.
Yeah, at least I just feel like Todd's played a little bit of the game. So
yeah, he won that comp.
I'm okay with it, I guess.
He slept his way to the end.
Hey, if you can actually sleep your way halfway through and then wake up.
Yep.
We've seen other players do it.
Oh yeah. They made the final 3 last season. So
we've seen other winners do it. So I think that's it though. So Chantele, when are you going live and what else are you covering? Please tell us. Because I'm not covering this week.
Well, I'm going to go live on Sunday with JoJo. We'll do the recap of the recaps. And then we'll do the Sunday's episode recap as well. I guess I'm gonna go live on Monday, but I'm not sure. And then obviously we'll go live on Wednesday. What are you doing on Wednesday? How are you handling the finale?
I'm going to go live after the finale on Wednesday night and give the night to Celebrity Big Brother. And then I will cover Amazing Race on Thursday night.
Gotcha. Okay.
But not David and I, but I will be live on Monday to cover the live eviction, the double eviction on Monday night. I'm not going to recap the recap.
But there is still a Sunday. Oh, so you're going to do Sunday, Monday together.
Yeah.
Basically. Gotcha.
Which is what I usually do.
True. And then I'm hanging out with you Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday for
we still got
watch party.
Yeah, it's actually just Monday and Tuesday now.
Correct.
Which we might have to adjust moving forward. That's Survivor Australia, you guys, if you aren't watching with us on Twitch. But Chantele and I are watching Survivor Australia, but the Big Brother Canada
starts the following week.
Season might get in our way. So stay tuned on that schedule adjustment.
I mean, I wouldn't mind. I know you probably want to keep Sundays to yourself, but I wouldn't mind bumping it like Sunday, Monday. That could work for me.
Yeah, Sunday's my one day off, but it might happen. It's becoming so busy. It might just happen.
Or like we could just like sit through 3 episodes on a Monday and just like bear through it. I'm just saying it's possible, but we'll figure it out.
We will figure it out. Jojo, what's happening in the life of Jojo?
Oh, not much. Going back to work, out of lockdown now.
Nice.
Nothing exciting to talk about, unfortunately.
Well, thank you for being here.
I'm just looking forward to the finale. I'm ready for this to be over and give me some BB Can.
I want the cast list to drop.
Yeah.
I want to see who the cast is because they're alluding. I guess you're not seeing any of the BB Can commercials because you're not in Canada. But like in all the commercials, you see Arissa being like, what's this game going to be about? And kind of making all these talking about, is it GIF or is it GIF? And she's kind of, I don't know what she's alluding to. And so I do want to see the cast list drop so I can stop speculating over nothing.
Yeah, I haven't seen any commercials or ads. I don't know what's going on.
I'll record one for you so you can see it.
Well, we're very close to the premiere, so they should drop some info, I would imagine. Soon-ish. And then also we have Survivor in March as well. March is lit. Let's go. Get excited. You guys in the chat, thank you so much for joining us on a Friday night, hanging out with us, giving us all of your insight. If you are joining us later, please leave us a comment. Let us know how you feel about this gameplay. Who do you want to win? Who do you want HOH? Who do you want final 2? I don't know. Who do you want for America's Favorite House Guest? Give it all to us. We would like to know. All right, you guys, we'll see you next time. Good night.
Bye.